What's up? What's up? If there is a winner of the
Uh,
Mega Million, and listen, I only need 1.8 million for Jade. Um, not hip, love over lyrics, and love over lyrics, and what's the other one?
I
Oh,
just
the
need
Garter.
five. I
Yeah,
just
the
need
Garter.
5 million after
5 million
taxes.
for all of them. Just give me the money. Trust me, and
Well,
I'll make films. I'll make
really,
I'll make some films and I'll make your money back plus your 15%, and you will go in the profit sharing pool of 60/40. So hit me up.
there
My numbers, my number, I'm available. Just
are
hit me
different
up.
people
We
that
can
won though.
meet. Huh?
There are different people that won like a million, like
Uh-huh.
the
The
So what it
variations.
yeah, so what it was, one person won the jackpot of, and they after if they take the cash, it's 700 724.6 million. What's up, Darrell? How you doing, man?
Hey, Jarrell.
And then depending on the state you're in, then you have your state income tax, and then
Oh,
your
that wasn't taxes.
nah. They when you
Oh,
cash out,
the three
they
hundred
don't pay
thousand
you
that
the
you just said. I thought that was
that's
taxes.
724.6
I mean,
million, and
300
then
million.
you're looking at so roughly around 33%,
So you're gonna get half.
depending. Not you don't get half, you get 33%. So you're looking at around 67%. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
whoa,
Like
whoa, 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 whoa.
of the other amount. So you don't if you cash out. What's up, Jamal? What's up, DJ Sci-Fi?
That ain't DJ
No,
Sapphire.
if you cash out, like take the cash is based on 724.6 million. If you do the paid over a period of time, it's based off the 1.35 billion. But most people, well, I can't say, but some people take the cash because that's still a lot of money. And then you take about 33% roughly from that amount, the cash amount, and that's going to be your withholding um, from the lottery. And, you do what it is you got to do. But that's a
Oh,
lot
this
of
is
money
Kensly.
still.
Hey, Kensly.
Um, that'll free people up from working a 9 to 5 or whatever jobs and so forth.
Oh,
So,
yeah. You said you were available this weekend,
oh,
right?
yeah, here we go.
For the show? Okay, well,
um, so it just varies. But yeah. So we are, matter of fact, why we are waiting and doing what it is we're doing, let's just bring y'all in and do what it is we got to do. Here we go. And it go to a little something like this. Yo, welcome. Good morning. Thank you for hanging out with us at the Black Filmmakers Lounge. The Black Filmmakers Lounge is a place where independent filmmakers, whether novices or professionals, come together to gain insight and perspective through education, information, networking, and to discuss industry best practices that will advance the Black independent film community. I'm your host, Michael Melvin, with my co-host, Tamira TK Henderson, and we are here to hang out with you guys today on this wonderful Saturday. Let's do what it is. TK's taking a moment. She said, "Hi, what's up?" But yeah, so we're just doing what we do. So, get us started. Take the moment. Think about this. What did you watch this week? What did you watch? What you watching? Yeah, it's the What You Watching segment of the Black Filmmakers Lounge. Sorry, we got so much happening around us. We how'd you guys like last week's show? We hope you did. We had a great guest come on. I'm about to bring in TK. Boom, take TK. Okay, and put it back on mute. There we go. So it is what it is. What we do, what we do. That makes me think of that Jermaine Jackson song. When we do what we do, when we do. Is that what it is? What's good? So, um, For me, just been kind of on my grind doing what I do, and just chilling. It's been a long. So I recently celebrated my birthday. Just in case you guys didn't know, last Sunday was my birthday. We didn't bring it up on the show. You know, I was dealing with some other stuff, so in my mind, it wasn't a main focus. But I'm glad to have made 48. So here I am, 48, hanging out with you guys on social media, Facebook, live streaming, doing what I do, and just been kind of on my grind, working, writing, coming up with concepts for film projects to do. So we're heading into the next um, phase again, getting back on focus as always. Hey, good morning, Ludwig. How you doing? Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Darrell, once again. And for anyone else is out there, what's up? What's up? If you're joining us, man, did y'all know that someone won the lottery, the Mega Millions, that 1.35 billion? That is like, wow. You know, what's up, TK? How you doing?
Hey, everyone. What's
She was handling business.
up?
She was handling business. You know, sometimes we got to handle business. Um, so
Yes, I had to just a second.
So we just had to take care of those things. But welcome for joining us. Now I'll talk about what you're watching. Unfortunately, hey Felicia, how you doing? Good morning. So yeah, well, I like to thank one. I'm gonna say thank you for everybody that's taking the time out to join us this morning. It's been an interesting morning. I'm just gonna say that. Um, it's been
Did you go to
interesting
Panera
since yesterday
today?
for me. I did not go to Panera. You know
Oh,
what? I've been making my food at home. Um,
yay!
Yeah, Ludwig said it would be nice. Let me go ahead and post that. It would be nice if some of those funds would go to independent filmmaking. We never know,
That's what I'm
man. We
saying. Give me what you call
never
it. I got a
know.
slate. I mean, baby, let's go. Let's make some. Let's make it. Let's move and shake. Let's make this happen.
We never know. We never know what happens. Darrell said he was watching No Time to Die for some research.
Okay.
And he Lupin and Abbott Elementary, Willow, Along Came Polly. Surprisingly, Kevin Hart is in that movie. Really, I have to check it out. Yeah. So chilling. I watched. What did I watch? You know, I can. So I did. I have been watching The Bad Batch on Disney Plus. I did that, and um,
What's the Bad Batch? I haven't heard of that one. What you call it?
Um, the Bad Batch is a Star Wars cartoon thing on Disney Plus. We talked about it a long time. You don't really watch sci-fi like
I know.
that,
That's why I had to ask. Let's double check. Make sure what's up.
but so we just doing what we do. Um, got your
So
message.
yeah, and I'll address it. Go ahead and finish telling me what you watch.
That was it. You know what
That's it.
so I had planned to watch Velma on HBO Max, which is their spinoff of Scooby Doo for adults. And in this case, Velma's black on that. Now I'm supposed to be catching BMF, um, Ludrick, but I just hadn't. But yeah, so I was going to do that today, early this morning, but I just didn't have
Oh,
a
hey,
chance.
Tony.
Good morning, Tony. We have a some friends of mine have started reading a book. So I do so many chapters, and I've actually went to the audio version just because I'm doing stuff a lot, so I'm listening when I'm driving and all that. So I'm further ahead than I probably should be because we were supposed to start on Thursday, and I started on Thursday to Friday, and I got up this morning and I did another chapter while I was getting myself together for the show. And so I decided, kind of focus on getting myself together, my mental. It's by Jason Wilson. It's called Cry Like a Man. It's his first book. He has another book. He's a um,
Hmm.
I don't want to say karate, but he's a martial arts
Mhm.
teacher, black man out of Detroit. And you might have seen him on ESPN, and you might see some videos floating around. I know I posted one on my personal Facebook page where he's telling a young man how much struggle he adds to his dad, how much weight he puts on it when he's acting up in
Mm.
school, when he's not doing what he's doing. He does has a guy do the push-ups,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
dad,
yeah.
and the kid. So the book is actually really good.
Oh,
Um,
good. I need to read that.
and so I am probably about going to do about 3 books a month, maybe 4, maybe more. It just depends on time. But we are supposed to have a discussion about this book. Me and some of the fellas I grew
Mhm.
up with,
That's
and
good.
so that's I'm always about improving who we are and how we can better ourselves as men, as husbands, as fathers, as brothers, uncles, cousins, friends, whatever, teachers, educators, as people, as a man, overall. I don't you don't have to agree with everybody's perspective and philosophy, but to understand it and to ingest and sit on it, because as I'm listening to the audio version of this book, I'm like, there are so many young men that I teach that need this because they
Mm.
have built up anger. And um, you know what? We're gonna shift to the show because we did have a guest, but he's not coming on today, right?
Right. So
Okay.
Mr. Kensly Fresh, who's a DP cinematographer, and he does color grading. So I wanted him. We invited him on to come on and color grading. So he had time this weekend. So he thought. So he hit me yesterday and was like, "I'm available this weekend," and so he didn't get the link though last night. And the tech, he didn't see my text message. So text message saying he was good to come on. So when I talked to him, he was like, "How long is the show?" And I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Yeah, because we're going out of town today." I was like, Kinsley, what time are y'all going out of town?" He's like, "Oh, 10:30, 11." I was like, "Kinsley?" I was like,
Right.
"No, it's okay." He's like, "Are you sure I can jump on?" I said, "No, we'll wait." So we have Mr. Kensly Fresh. He is going to be coming on, guys. He was not able to make it today, but he's an awesome young man I met on set in September. So we'll have
Okay.
him on to talk about DP, cinematography, but the most of all, the biggest one I think for us is the color grading, because we don't have a lot of people that, come on and talk about color grading and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's
So
people I reached out to. I will tell you, we reach out to people all the time. And we know people are busy. We respect that. We totally understand. But we want this information for you guys. So we're
absolutely. And
working on
when
that.
he hit me, yeah, when he hit me yesterday, I hadn't even followed up because we had talked about him coming on the show. But when he hit me yesterday, he was just like, "I'm available this weekend." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Let's go. Let's do it." So yeah, sir, Mr. Kinsley, sir. Yeah, going out of town at 11, you were not available.
It's cool, brother. We hope to get you on. Um,
Yes.
you
Oh,
know,
Ludwig. Um,
Ludrick. Yep.
Ludrick. Ludrick. I'm gonna get it. Don't worry. Ludrick. See, I want to put a roll after the D. That's the problem. Do you have any of those independent films you watched on Tubi to recommend? So that would be cool. I still have to watch RRR that Thomas recommended, and I'm
Mhm.
watching, and I have to watch Knives Out. So I was going to watch it last night, but it got too late, and the movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I look at the
Is it
time,
that
look
long?
at the
I didn't even
time.
feel it was that long.
Well, that I was like, because I wanted to read before I went to bed. I always try to read, and
Mhm.
so I wanted to read before I went to bed. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait. But go ahead. Anything else you watch?
Um, nah, like I hadn't really watched stuff. Like I came home and I've just been trying to relax and um be more creative. Actually, I've been trying to get in my creative juices. So I have a story TK knows about. So I've been doing the outline and stuff for it, or putting the premises together at least, before I can send it over to TK. Because I don't want to wait. I don't like wasting time. I like, here's what I want. Here's what I want these people to do. This is what I need them to say. And then I like for her to do the TK magical touch. I don't have any magical sounds on here, but if I did, it'd be like.
Oh, there it is.
So, but yeah, let her do a touch and, do what we got to do. So it's 2023. You know what I mean? All right, what you been watching? Then we can talk about story
Oh, I
development
have,
and
yeah, and
stuff.
I have a
So,
couple of things. I have two things to talk about
okay.
after after I tell you what I watched. I watched one thing this week, which is actually
Mhm.
called Stay Close. It
Okay.
was so those limited series. I like these limited series
Mhm.
because series, I got to try to keep up and remember. I'm like 5, 10 series behind on All American, and I love that one. And the Golden Globes.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
okay. We can talk a little bit. I didn't really
so
totally watch them, but go ahead.
But uh book on Tubi, friends who executive produce. Oh, False Prophet, the book on Tubi.
Okay.
Oh, I think I seen somebody post that. I think I seen somebody post that. So Stay Close was an 8-part series, a limited series
Mhm.
on Netflix, and it's out of the UK. And that thing has so many freaking plot twists and turns, and they had like 50 doors open. Now, mind you, when you say eight-part series, each episode, when you look at it, is really about 40 minutes long. So 40 pages
Okay.
times 8, you're looking at 320 pages. It really does sound like a lot, but it's not. And when actually, you know what? I would say 300 pages because it was a drama. So some of the scenes they kind of, let breathe. So
Mhm.
anyway, but they opened so many freaking doors, guys. I was like, how are they going to close all of these doors? And of course, they closed every last door. And then it was one door that was still open, like the last 2 minutes of it. I was like, okay. And so they closed that door the last 2 minutes. I was like, oh my God. But for people who are intrigued with suspense, it was definitely one to watch. So that's all I watched was that 8-part series, I think. I think that was it. I believe that
See,
was it.
you've been
Um,
working.
Yeah, I went and looked at some locations and talked to some location people yesterday. I'm like, "Ooh, God, it's like."
Oh,
So
okay.
anyway, so one of the things I want to bring up, I ain't gonna say really quick, but it's two things I want to bring up real quick. Do you have anything before I bring up these two things?
You know what? Can I share one thing?
Absolutely.
Essence has a film festival that they kind of put up. It started January. I think submissions are from January 1st through March 17th. If you go to our Black Filmmakers Lounge page, hopefully you're on there, unless you're on the YouTube, you'll see the link and you'll see information. But just, I think this is their first one,
I
Essence,
think
the
so.
magazine. Yeah. So we are all about finding ways for you to get yourself into that pocket that works for you. And film festivals are great for making connections, networking, building relationships. Unfortunately, I was hoping to go to the Denton Black Film Festival, but I have uh, an issue I've been dealing with, so I won't be flying.
I know. I
Unfortunately,
can't. I can't go either. I
um,
was hoping to go because they had offered flight and room and stuff, but I thought I was
yeah,
going to be on a. I
set.
thought I was going to be on a film set Monday.
Hmm.
So I just found out that got pushed. But anyway,
Yeah, so
yeah.
things happen
So
in the
Denton
film
Black
world.
Film Festival. If you're in Texas, drive up there. It is definitely worth it. If you're
Yeah.
in Texas, you're in Austin, Houston, whatever. Denton Black
And
Film
then I
Festival is
also have
definitely
a
worth it.
virtual version right after that festival. There'll be the virtual festival, I think.
Hmm.
Um, I have to see what days are, but we'll mention that too.
Yeah, so Denton Black Film Festival, check them out, pull up the website and check the dates out, guys. It's definitely worth, and they're not totally expensive because you go, some of these festivals are extremely expensive. They're not terribly expensive. So if you're able to get up there, go check them out. The 25th through the 29th of January, not mistaken. I think the 25th through the 29th. Um, so when we talk about content, creating content, and we have a young lady that I'm looking at, I got to talk to her this week about bringing her on the show because content for change, and
Mhm.
we've been given this gift to entertain, inspire, educate, lift up, uplift. So we've been given this gift to do different things with it, and so this particular clip my daughter sent me was a TikTok, and some of you may have seen it, but it was a guy named Keith Lee, who was a food critic.
Hmm.
He literally, someone wrote him a letter, an employee of a place in Vegas where he lives, and said, "How much do you charge? Because I work at a restaurant, we have really great food, we're behind on our rent, but our problem is the marketing." He said, "So how much do you charge? Because somebody else we talked to said 2,600 and we can't afford it." So this guy took it upon himself to go to the restaurant. He called the restaurant, ordered, he paid, he kept saying $86.73. He didn't even go in and say, hey, this is who I am. Give me your food. I'll review it because I have
Mhm.
a massive following on TikTok. I had never heard of this guy. So he goes to the restaurant, pick up the food, and the owner starts talking to him. He's like, "What you do?" He's like, "I'm a food critic." He's like, "What?" He's like, "I'm a food critic." And he said, "Oh, okay." So they talked for about, he said, "Well, I need to talk to you." They talked for about 10 minutes. He said, "I'm
Mhm.
going to give you an honest review of the food." And the guy was like, "Okay." Literally, the owner said he didn't think anything of it. His name was Frank, until 3 hours later when his phone started ringing off the hook.
Mm.
He has had people come from different states. This was like within 3 days. Different states, different places, different, all kind of places. And the news even called Keith Lee and was like, "Would you like to?" He said, "No, it's not about me. It's about Frank." And literally, the man was on TV. Frank, the owner, was like literally in tears and he was crying. He was like, "I've sold more lemon pepper rings in 2 days than I have in 4 months I have been open." And then when the guy finally went up there, it was like a line out the door. It's like a little pizzeria place, a little, mom and pop
Mhm.
place, but it was in Vegas. But the reason why I bring that up is because we have been placed, we have been called and gifted with the ability to change lives. And so many times, and so the guy, like I said, the guy didn't even ask for money. He's still not asking for money. He didn't even ask to be interviewed. He paid for his own food and he gave an honest review. And sometimes in this business, even though we all have bills to pay, because I do this full time, so trust me, I know. Good morning. Hey, Leonard.
Good morning,
Uh,
Leonard.
we all have bills to pay and stuff, but we have been gifted and called in a way that changes lives. And so when we're in this craft and we're doing, whether it is we're filmmaking, writing, color grading, sound, whatever it is, we have to keep in mind that we have been gifted to do this for a purpose that is bigger than us. That
Mm.
guy was like so blown away that Frank was getting that much response, even though he knew his audience, he knew his audience, but this
Mhm.
guy was like, people are coming from Iowa. This is in Vegas. In 2 days, like he had people coming from all over to visit this place. And so a lot of times we have to remember, because all of us have ran into people that everything is about them. I ran into this one guy, he needed his name on every single credit. I was like, "You
Mm.
want credit for writing and directing?" And yeah, because I told them what to do. I'm like, "Sir, that's not how this works." And but what I realized is that he wanted all the glory. And
Right.
so not only do we have to make sure understand that it's not about money, it's about the story we're supposed to tell and the purpose of the story God gives us to tell. But number two, it's not for us to get the glory. The guy was like, get the glory like that. The guy was like, they called me to interview me and I told them no. But at the end of the day, he ended up getting his first brand deal.
Hmm.
So he ended up being blessed just doing what he's supposed to do. And we get this, in our heads. And one thing, let me show you guys this. Somebody gave me this because my
Oh, the
mindset
star,
is
yeah.
somebody gave me this, and what my mindset is what I'm telling you guys. I know the purpose of me being called into this industry is far bigger than me. I
Hmm.
hadn't been looking to like put my name. I want my name. I want my name. I want my name. And so when somebody printed this out for me, and they gave me this, and some of you who follow me probably seen it. It's the star, like a star fame, that it's a certificate that they give you when you get a star on Hollywood Boulevard. That
Hmm.
thought had never even crossed my mind. Period. Ever. I literally sat there and cried. And it was funny
Mm.
because when I posted it, like somebody made this for me, somebody who believes in me, everybody started telling me congratulations. And I was like, and I went back and like, y'all know this is not real kind of thing. And I put, this was a gift. And people still kept saying congratulations. And I was like, you know what? I can't go under each one of these people and tell them because I put it in the description. And I just
Well,
said,
congratulations. Yo, you know why
thank you.
you get that? It's like, and come on, you and I know, speak it into existence. Therefore,
That's
it'll
why I was
happen,
like, you
right?
know what, Lord,
Um,
if this is in the plan for me, amen.
yeah,
Thank you.
and like, cause you know me, I'm not an award person. I'm not
Mhm.
looking for accolades in that manner. To me, the award is I can fill seats and I get a paycheck. You know what I mean? And as an educator, the award for that is that I've inspired young people to live their best lives and be forever learners. And so who we are speaks volumes. You know, we don't get paid for this. We get up Saturday morning, eight earlier, try to
Yeah,
eat,
you get
yeah,
up early. Great.
and get all this together and to come on. And we really haven't asked for much or a dime. Even when we did try to do a Patreon, people really didn't gravitate to it. And, you know, we still kept doing what we do because what we do it has a much greater purpose to help our industry. You know, filmmaking is subjective, but it's a and whether you like something or not is subjective. And I'd say too many people waste way too much time saying what they don't like. You know, and then how much further can the movies that you do like go if you really just talked about those, right? And gave them air.
Absolutely.
Because even when you think you're being a critic and tearing a movie down, you're really pushing people to go watch it.
Hmm.
So even if it was bad to you, by you mentioning it, people go, I need to see what he was talking about or she was talking about.
Let
And
me
they go watch
see.
it. Yeah, let me see. And then boom, their views go up. And the really good movies that you think are great because you didn't give them air to breathe, they get suffocated because everybody's a critic. You know, and when you can use the power of your criticism
Ooh,
to push people to enjoy something, you know, if we're in this headspace, and this is probably why I haven't watched a lot. Too much negativity, and then I'm trying to get into more of a positive headspace.
hmm.
There are much deeper stories out there. There are much more powerful stories out there that we can be telling. That is a story. You know, a restaurant, somebody having a dream of starting a restaurant, and for about, I don't know, 50, 60 minutes of the movie, they go through doing well to starting to do bad and having to lay off people and all this stuff to one day a critic walks into their restaurant when they're about to have to shut down in a couple of weeks and boom, that spark happens. And that's a movie.
That's a
And then the
whole movie.
restaurant picks up, there's a resolve, they hire some of the people back that want to come back, and the restaurant picks up and somebody's dream golden vision happens. That's
And
a
the other side
story.
of the story is the food critic who's not doing, he's doing mediocre himself, but he's trying to follow um, what he's being led to do. He's like, no, this is, and they're like, you're spending, you're doing this and you're doing that. You just tasting food. You need to do this, and you got 2 views on YouTube. Type that type of thing.
Well, yeah, and you
But
so
you can
you
see the
have
other
two
side of the
stories. You
credit.
have the main story and the
Exactly.
subplot. You have all that built in, based off a real story, and you change the names and everything and the premises. Everybody can write that story. Ludwig said, "Pursuit of happiness." Um, so I look at what we do. You know what I mean? And the importance of what we bring to the table, because when we share positive stuff, that we power of life and death is in the tongue.
Absolutely.
Filmmaking is a form of using your tongue. No one
And
thinks
like I
about
said,
that.
regardless of whatever you think, you were not given this gift. I was not given this gift. We were not given this gift to be selfish with it. I truly feel that. I'm gonna say that, and and it is what it is. Whether people agree or not, we were not given this gift to be selfish. I always tell people the success for me is anything that God pushes through me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, whether it's my service, whether it's the writing, whether it's a scene, whether it's a character, whatever it is, if one person is changed or inspired by it, then I'm successful. That's
Right.
success to me. And I know we talk about, the meaning of success and the why on your, and your why and all this stuff, but that's success to me. So that's why, like I said, that hadn't even crossed my mind until he gave, and I'm telling you, I was just bawling. I was like, to think that somebody thought that highly of me. And it
Mm.
wasn't a big head. You guys know me. It wasn't a big head or anything like that, but it was just like, wow. Like, I know you believed in me, but God, wow. I mean, it blew my mind. And when I posted the picture, I said the greatest gift you can give someone is to believe in them, because let's be real.
Mm.
All of us on here and those you watching the replay, you already know that to get the support until your name as big as other names, to get the support at this stage, it's like uh
Yeah. You know what's
uh
so funny? When I did my first feature film,
mhm.
and um, someone said to me, "This looks like a real movie," and in the back of my brain, it's like, it is. But the reality is, they were really complimenting me in a sense to say, this looks like what's out there on TV and the movie theater, da da da. But any movie you make is a real movie. But it's, I get what they were saying, but it's just like one of those things. And to me, I'm like, but it's been a real movie, and people, you got to believe in yourself. I always say you're your first investment. Um, it's not, you can help other people. You give as God tells you to give, as you see fit to give, because with your heart, however you live, but you are your first investment. And if you don't invest in you, why would anyone else invest in you?
And the people that you think will be excited to invest in you, they are, but they have a different way of showing it. I ask Darrell that part. You'd be surprised who believes in you if they don't talk to you every day. Listen, people will people will comment to me and say, and I'm hold my other thought I was about to say, but
Mm.
people will comment to me and say, "Oh, I remember when you were writing scripts at Baby A's in Austin, Texas. There was a restaurant called Baby A's, and it's a restaurant. And I would go to the bar, and that would be a right. That was one of my writing spots.
Mm.
That was my writing spot in Austin.
Okay.
And and it's funny because that was I've been doing this for over 16 years now. So
Mm.
that was like 14 years, 14, 15 years ago. And people will literally say to me, they will see me post something and they will put it on my comment or inbox. They will say, I remember when you were writing at Baby A's. Like I saw you. And so many people, like you said, Darrell, you'll be surprised. But the people closest to you, let me tell you, the first movie that my name was credited as a writer on was Steps of Faith with M. Legend Brown.
Mm.
And my mom came up for the premiere and her friend, and we picked up Malik from the airport. And so, I Malik, so they got to meet Malik and all that stuff. So after the premiere, this is my first film, and my mom may be watching, love you. Uh, this is my first film. I was credited as a writer. My mom walked up when I got off stage, when we all got off stage, and I walked kind of off. My mom was like, I thought my mom was going to say, I'm so proud of you, because she's seen this, she see the struggle, she see what's going on. And she passes me. I said, hey, and she passes me and say, I got to go find Malik. I was like,
Wow.
she didn't say, great job, I'm proud of you, oh, this is wonderful, let me go talk to Malik. Nothing. She
Mm.
literally said, oh, I got to go find Malik. I was like, so, and she comes on like I didn't even know she was coming on. So she does, she supports me. Um, but even though a lot of times she will tell me, I don't understand why you allow yourself to be broke or not go work a regular job or to struggle and all this. And I'm like, because this is what God
Mm.
has told me to do. And he told me to step away from a regular job. So I have to be obedient, even though you might not understand it. So, and she does support me. And even like I didn't even know she was tapping in till she said something about Michael said one day. I said, what do you mean? She said, oh yeah, I watched the show. So she'll put the show on and she'll listen to it. I had no idea.
Thank you,
So
Mom.
but yeah, she's like, I said, what are you, I'm trying to watch such and such, because Michael said on the show that I needed to watch it. So she be listening to Michael trying to go watch shows. So I was like, oh, okay. But saying that to say, like Laurel said, you'll be surprised of the people who are supporting you, because we're so looking to the ones that are sitting next to us or attached to
Mm.
us to support us, and we get so disappointed. I invited, my mentor had a screening in Bastrop. I invited, even though it wasn't one of my films, I'm connected to him. So I invited in my hometown, the small town of Bastrop. Two of my cousins came. I was really embarrassed. No, four, three of my cousins and one of my aunts. Mind you, this is the town where I know probably 200 people.
Mm.
I was just like, but my name was attached to it. So I would figure I would get some support for.
Mm-hmm.
But needless to say, we expect the people that are next to us to be attached. I mean, I see friends and family all the time go to Houston, Dallas for concerts, plays, visits, random trips, everything. When I invite them to a premiere, a play, or a premiere or a play, what else do I have? That's it. Premiere or play in Houston or Dallas, the likelihood of them coming to support me, but the likelihood of them running to Turkey Hut, going for a random weekend to run to Turkey Hut, that's more profitable. Profitable. I mean, profitable.
Profitable.
Profitable. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there we go. Got to get their school teacher to help me. Profitable than them coming to support something I did and they've known me their whole lives. So
Well,
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say to that, it's the reality, that oftentimes when you get the support of the people closest to you is usually when you've gotten to a level of the people they've already been supporting. So imagine
That's
your
what I'm
name
saying.
is there with Tyler Perry. Then they go, I've known them, instead
Posting
of
pictures
I've
of you
known
and
you
them
from the beginning.
together.
Yeah. And I tell people I love it, but keep that same energy the whole time. Because in my mind, um, the first person you should support is the person you know. Because um, it's difficult not to understand that they don't support you. Well, and for me, my parents were very supportive to an extent. I used to hear when I was doing the rap thing, the music thing, my dad said, only good artist is dead artist, things like that. Um, but if you didn't celebrate people, I guess I just think differently. Like I had to tell a friend in a conversation one time because I used to do spoken word and I wrote books and did other stuff. And when I was selling my CD and selling my books, I had a person say, why can't I get a copy for free? I'm like, why can't you pay for it? You'll pay for somebody you don't know, but you won't pay for the thing from the person you do know. said, I can't understand that. I will never understand that because I'm going to do, you know what I'm going to do. You know who I'm going to give back to. You know what kind of person I am, but you don't know who that person is and if they'll see any much of that money because they're in Hollywood or they're signed to a large label. And I'm not saying not to support them. I'm saying give the same support to the person you know that you'll give to the person you don't know. You know, you'll go spend $20 on somebody's movie in a at the time in a Best Buy or a Kent Mill, whatever, who, Sam Goody, all that. But why wouldn't you do that for the same person, the person you know? What's because $20, what you're saying is a stranger is worth my $20, but a friend isn't worth anything. I don't
And if you
value my
don't have
friend.
the $20, I have many times there I cannot pay $20 to support somebody, but
Well,
a
there,
share is free.
I had a grind. I had a grind. I
Well,
had a
I'm just
certain
saying.
grind. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm bringing it down because it's all like you said. But a share. I'm telling you, my family and friends. I have probably 5 shares out of 3,000 people on Facebook, and 80% of them I know. I have 5 shares.
Hmm.
Hopefully, that's the max. That was on one. That was the max. I'm like, you can't even click share. You'll click like, but you can't click share. The second button over. You can't share it. I mean that, and
Right.
I had to stop. So I had to start posting stuff, and I still do it now, and not go back and look. Because if I looked, I would get it. I had to stop myself from being pissed because I'm like, y'all can't even freaking share the post. You can't share the flyer. I'm like, share. I didn't tag you
Greatest
in it.
form
I
of
didn't.
advertising, word of mouth.
But I'm like, but oh, like you said, wait till the other stuff come out. Then it's old
Yeah.
pictures with this person. I went to church with this person. I did this with this person. Yeah, we used to hang like this my
What,
cousin, this my niece, this my
what's up,
but
Derek?
when I needed, hey Derek, when the support should have been there before the whole world was supporting me, that's
Mhm.
when but it is what it is. So many people when they get in this business and I talk to people, I tell them, listen, I'm going to tell you now. If it happens, great, but don't expect the people that is closest to you are closest to you to support you as much as you think they should. I will tell you now. So it's a few things that I run down with people because one thing I'm gonna be real, when I talk to young people, when I talk to audience on panels, whatever, I'm going to always be real. Thank you, Derek. Um, and that's for all of us. Just keep pushing, and that's the thing. Because like Keith Terrell said it so well when he quoted who did he quote last week? Was it Jay-Z or Nas? And he said, if you live by the cheers, you'll die
You'll
by the
die by
booze.
the booze. Yeah. That was.
He quoted them.
Uh,
I didn't
you
look it
know
up
what? I
because I
can't remember who we quoted. It might have been
but
Jay
it's
Z,
so
but I
true. I
got to
mean, it's
figure it
so
out.
true. So you got to keep pushing. You can't look around while you're moving forward. That's a good word.
Hmm.
While you're moving forward, you can't look around to see who's on side of you or behind you, pushing or cheering you. You just got to keep moving forward. And those who are pushing and cheering and really supporting you, they are going to make themselves known. Because I'm telling you, I am big. You guys know me. If anybody tells me that God has told them to do something and they're walking in obedience, I am one of the biggest cheerleaders.
Mm.
I am one of the biggest cheerleaders, and then we'll hold you accountable. So don't tell me if you don't want nobody to hold you accountable. Don't tell me because every so often I will say, so yeah, and it's good to have people that hold you accountable. That's why I have somebody in my life, my daughter. She doesn't want to be. Some people don't want to be held accountable.
Hmm.
And it's like, you need a mentor. You should do this because you're having a problem seeing where you need to be. No, 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 because people will actually start holding you accountable. So
Yeah.
unless you're real about this thing, what you say about wasting people time, unless you're real
Oh
about
yeah.
this
You
thing,
waste time. You waste money.
you waste
You at
time, you
least.
waste money, first of all, you wasting God's time. That's number one. Because he trusted you and gifted you and gave you a gift. that he's expecting you to use, and you ain't using it for 10, 20 years because you got 50,000 excuses. It's like one day you got to go ahead and step into this thing because you're more than
Mm.
anything, you're wasting his time. That's a good word right there, somebody.
I
That's a
was
good
thinking of
word.
talent. I was thinking of talent because in the
The
scripture,
talents.
the talent,
Yeah, the same thing with the
you
talent.
bury the
It's the same
talent
thing.
and you don't get any increase. But if you invest in into the talent, you add on to it, you get increase. And as we continue to invest, like Derek just posted, he's working on another project, got a project coming on Tubi, another one.
Come on, Derek.
He's been investing constantly in his talent and he's moving forward, and congratulations, bro. Uh, and that's what's important, I think,
Yes.
when you ready to get into that headspace is to move forward. Sometimes we sit around, we wait on others. You kind of got to tell people those around you, look, you either gonna hop on and ride and get involved, or you gonna sit by the sideline. You know, um, and that's the issue with some people. It's fear. You know what, and I'll say this. I think you lack support from the people closest to you out of many facets. One is fear. They
Hmm.
can't see it for you because they can't see it for themselves,
Mm,
right? And then they the other thing is jealousy.
mm,
Because if they can't accomplish what they've dreamed about accomplishing, how dare you? You know, um, and you got to be who you are. You got to move into the pocket that's created for you,
mm,
and you can't worry about how they feel because that's their core problem, their core issue. Um, you know, I forgive people when they don't support me because I'll support people regardless whether they support me or not because that's just what's in me.
mhm,
Um, the unfortunate part is you miss the opportunity, and that's why I'm so big on networking, connecting with people. You miss opportunities when you don't support your fellow creatives, family members, your friends. You It's a windfall. When they
mhm,
win, you win. And you don't understand how powerful that actually is. But it spills over. If their cup is being overfilled, it spills over into your life because the blessings are adjacent and connected. That's why, you're supposed to support your friends. You're supposed to uplift them. You're supposed to push them forward. Um, because you blessing them and pushing them you're gonna get blessed and push yourself. And just because they might not be the ones to do it, it still can happen. It's still gonna happen. And but we gotta understand there's so much value in interdependence, not independence, interdependence. There's so much
mhm,
value because interdependence is that mutual understanding that we're in this together to build and make this happen. And I want to see you be successful and reach your greatest potential. And this is why I say, why do we spend so much wasted mouth, space, brain, time on negative commenting on people's work when we could give that energy and that boost to the things we do like and give it a positive push and
mhm,
uplift? And so when we talk about the people we support and mention them, hey, yeah, my boy got y'all should check it out on Tubi. My boy Derek got this. Y'all should go. So if you like horror films or if you like thrillers, if you like this, if you like, go watch this. TK got this thing. I know you guys we talk about you love Jesus, everything. TK got a Christian film was positive. You should go check it out on this on PureFlix and da da da. And we should be doing that. That's the conversation, right? Oh,
yeah,
and Derek said it. Here you go. They don't. Some want to see you win, just not before them, and we've heard that plenty of times. I don't want to see you win before me, but it's not about. It's not that type of race. You're. I had to tell my students, Your real competition is the person in the mirror. It's
Mm-hmm.
not anyone around you. It's the person in the mirror. When you
Yeah.
start competing with other people, you are actually losing focus. And you become frustrated. And when you get frustrated, you lose focus because frustration creates fails your focus. All right, there's another word, but frustration fails your focus
Mm.
because you're too busy getting off focus.
Because
And
you're running, and then you're like, wait, who's back
you're worrying
there?
about who's that. Yeah,
Who's
I
looking?
don't worry about the
Who's
guy
looking?
over here. You know what's crazy? You know what? Who really wins the real race? You ever seen a race where the person was running and they got the leg locked up and the other person came back and helped them across with them and they still won? You
I
see,
saw that one. Yeah.
we don't understand how powerful that actually is. There's enough food for everybody to eat if we all start trying to find out ways to bring food. If we start figuring out how we can add to the plates, how we can add and bring more, the more we start figuring out how to work together, the further we get. The more the key of and this is in film business or any business, corporations, the industry doesn't want us to come together
Mm.
because the moment we do, we show there's no true need for them.
Mm.
And then their practices of how to swindle you out of most of your money and your creativity and own your property fall to the wayside because they cannot practice something that doesn't work if you surpass them. They paid attention to Tyler Perry because by himself, without them, after they said no, he didn't quit. He kept going. He made movies.
Mm-hmm.
They paid attention to Will Packer because when they said no, they didn't quit. They they did Quad, they did Chocolate City, they kept moving. So when you don't quit and when you get the right people in your corner and they build you up and you building them up and we keep stacking and we form alliances, they got to look at you because you become to the industry direct competition. Because if you can make $1 million off of your film that didn't cost much but 10, 20 grand, you're profiting off of 1 million. And I'm telling people that they can't profit off of $1 million or they can't make this off of these low budgets and da 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 da. They can't do. And I control the green light. And if you green light your own and you profit and you move forward and you show you don't need them, that's why Bollywood was dangerous. Nollywood is dangerous. All of them were very dangerous until Netflix got into play. Go pay attention. Netflix bought into Bollywood and Nollywood. Go watch
Mm.
Netflix and go research those countries and see who is their greater and greatest investors internationally. We constantly we constantly pay attention to national stuff. We don't look at what's going on around the world. And so in business, when they you couldn't, oh man, they run this. Now they're investing into this. Why? Because they know where the money's at and they don't want to lose a penny. And when they start to lose money, they pay attention to you because you taking from their pocket. You can't go in another man's pocket, keep taking money, and you don't start paying attention. Like, wait a
And what
second.
is it? And one, the untold story of and one.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. We got to watch these business documentaries and everything because what happens in one industry happens in the other. When you said something earlier about the person wanting to put their name on everything, I call that the P. Diddy effect. That's what he did. He
Mm.
ain't write nothing. He bought it, and they're like, "Well, I'm the producer now. I'm gonna add a couple symbols in there. I'm gonna do this." But in some stuff, he ain't do nothing. He just bought it and put his name on it. So many other producers did the same thing. That's an industry practice. The guy with the most money comes in, buys it, puts stamps their name on it, so they can constantly get paid. They're not a creator or creative. They may be consultants, to be honest with you, in a sense, but they need their stamp on it. And their name it gets big enough because everybody goes, oh yeah, 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 your name is big enough. You know, And the crazy thing we have to really understand um, is it doesn't have to be so big. Our problem is we always want to launch big. And I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm saying it's okay to be small. It's okay to get if you can reach 1,000 people this month, and next month you increase it by 2,000, and then the next month it's by 3,000, and
That's
then the next
huge.
month you're
That's,
reaching a huge audience, especially if you're getting them to part with, let's say you're getting those people to part with $10 or $20,
mm-hmm.
and they're investing in you. So we have to understand that. And I used to tell people, I said, them industry things, man, they do those things they do simply because they're losing money. They don't know what to do. And independent filmmakers, they can rack up because they haven't put themselves in a pocket where they have to spend millions and millions on a movie to get you to watch. Once you find that pocket, oh, you're dangerous. If you can get 10,000 people to buy your movie at $10, 10,000 times $10, how much is that?
Okay, a whole 100,000.
You know what I mean? That's more than you had in the first place. And if it's a return on investment where you only spent 25 on it, or 10 on it, or 20, is somewhere in that range, then you're like, ooh, that's a return on investment. But here's the thing: when we collaborate, and collaboration doesn't mean we got to make a film together. It means we push each other. We promote each other. Now I have to be dead honest. We also have to respect one thing: everybody you're connected to is not going to like everything you do. Actually, I'd rather you be honest and say if you don't like it, okay. Well, if you know somebody that will like it, tell them about it. But I feel you. I may do something too positive for somebody else. I may not do shoot 'em up films, and this person does, and they're like, man, I ain't my forte. I'm cool with that. You respect that. That's what growth is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
if we say, hey, I feel you, man, but that's not my cup of tea, but I got you, then because we
I
really
had that,
grow
yeah,
that way.
I had that with Jade, one of my good friends. When she read it, um, she read it because God told me a year later that this is a faith-based script. But even when she read it, she was like, "Oh, can I pass on this one and wait for one of your faith-based?" And it's funny because I don't have any faith-based scripts. I have one that's rated R. That was my first one.
Mm,
None of my scripts are faith. Like none of my scripts are preachy faith, or not preachy,
facts.
or they're not faith based. Even the family, I have family films, I have stuff like that, but they're just not straight up faith based. Somebody coming to
Mhm.
Christ. That's like, except for that first one, it's not those. That's not what God's given me to write. But they are like they are have principles and morals and values and stuff that I believe in them, implanted in them. So they are all basically all of my scripts are family scripts that the whole family can watch, except for maybe the blood is a little in. Well, yeah, they can watch the blood. So basically,
Right.
Jade's Heart is probably the only one that's not a family script, which is the first one I'm making. But it, but it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Hmm.
It's not going to be everybody's cup because it is rough. It is rough. Michael, you don't have the latest version, so don't read the one you have whenever you do something.
All right, I won't read it.
Because look, it's four more versions after that. Because God just kept giving me stuff to tighten it up,
Hmm.
little things to just really tighten it up. But yeah, Jade's Heart is really the only one that you cannot, of my films, that you cannot watch as a family, but it's so profound. And to find out it was faith based was mind blowing. But it's not. It's still not. You're not going to beg everybody. But why can't you like this? I had a friend I was talking to, and she was telling me about the movie Something, Anything, Everywhere, whatever it's called. Yes, it was called it's a new film that is getting Oscar nods and the Golden Globe. It won at the Golden Globes, but it's called Something, Everything, Somewhere, something like that.
Okay.
Darrell, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're
Darrell,
talking
but okay, So she was telling me how she was trying to get someone to understand because they didn't think it was a good movie. And so she said, but I was like, what do you mean? How do you not think it's a good movie? But it's a great movie. And so I went with him and we broke it down scene by scene. And I said,
To be.
Your job is not to convince everything everywhere all at once. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Thaddeus. I said, your job is not, I said, if you like the movie and he didn't, your job was not to go and break it down scene by scene to force him to like what you like. I said, why would you do that? She said, well, I wanted us to be on the same page. I said, you're never going to be on the same page. You're two different people.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it and he didn't, that's okay. You're two different people. And she was like, well, okay. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, like
Because
you're trying to make somebody you. Okay, that's a different story. But she was trying to make him
no, that's the
her.
truth though. But then that's what we do, and even in filmmaking and everything else. You know what? The best quote I remember from reading the Four Agreements was, "See the world as it is, not as you are." And then you have less arguments with people. I don't have to, like, there was a filmmaker I've talked to online quite a few times, right? And he said he didn't like Lovecraft Country. He wasn't feeling it, right? He thought it wasn't so great. Thought it was all over the place. That movie has won, that movie was nominated for like, what, 18 Emmys, Oscars, and all that stuff. I mean, a show. But it just wasn't for him. And then somebody was like, man, I can't understand how. Yo, I got you. It's not your cup of tea. It's not your style. It's not what you feel. And you know what? And we have to understand that. We may put out something and everybody ain't gonna like it. And that's okay. It's A-okay. Like I said, put the energy in the positive. If I didn't like something, I don't talk about it. I don't mention the things I don't like. Unless, it's a private conversation. I don't get online. This is the worst movie. No, I hype the movies that I liked because I want to support them.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't sit there and say, that was the worst movie. Oh, I couldn't stand it. Da da da. Now if we're having a debate or discussion, that's different. But I don't need to get on the internet and tell everybody what was trash to me, because that's subjective. That's personal. Ludwig said everybody didn't like the Best Man series. That's okay. I did. I rarely hear, I remember somebody said something, and I said, so what movie did you like? They couldn't say nothing. I'm like, well, I'm lost. Why can't you tell me what you did like? Yeah, what's up?
So you can tell me what you don't like, but you can't tell me what you did like?
That means you're a kind of person you like wasting time. Because guess what? If I don't like a movie, I ain't gonna give it any more of my time. Some movies I think were great concepts. Some movies I think were great concepts. Like they just weren't executed well, but they had a great idea. Like I'm like, yo, if they probably got around the right, and sometimes that's where people miss out. Because again, that circle. As filmmakers, we need that circle. You need that circle of other filmmakers that go, yo, I'm feeling this idea, but what if you flesh this out? What if you focused on this? And that's where we get into our feelings. It's my thing. No, it's a collaborative experience. Matter of fact, here's the crazy thing about making movies. You build an ensemble to make a film. You ever seen them awards for best ensemble? And they're talking about the cast. I'm talking about the cast, the crew, everybody, right? And the audience. You build an ensemble for your film to be successful. And once we put together the right cast, the right crew, the right audience, because we know who's gonna like it. Not everybody, so we figure out our demographics, we figure out the people. When we do that, that opens for a successful film. That's why I'm not worried about awards. There are tons of movies that never got one award, but have been at the box office banging out tons of money. And can't nobody say nothing. You get what I'm saying? I mean, and congratulations to Angela Bassett, because she is well deserved on her award.
I don't want to listen. I don't even want to go there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Go where?
Angela Bassett owed a damn Oscar from Tina still. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
But she got one.
I know she did. But I'm just saying.
And
she should have got interest on. She should have got interest on everything they give her. She need interest. That's what I'm saying.
That's the same thing with Denzel. I felt Malcolm X should have been his Oscar. You know, he convinced me he was
He's
Malcolm X.
interested in this book.
So,
It was
you know
our
what I'm
interest.
saying? But again,
Yes,
we as
congratulations.
filmmakers, and this is, all of us are talking. I love everybody's comments, man, what everyone's sharing.
Yeah, thank you guys for
Um,
commenting and being interactive today. For real.
See, look, right here. Hold on. Boom. People were talking bad about Megan. I couldn't understand that one. Because somebody said, couldn't they wrote that for black actors and da da da? Who cares? A black woman wrote it or co-wrote it. Who cares? She's done other Malignant. She did another film outside of Malignant. So she's building that. You know what I say for us? What we don't understand is, and the black Americans, I need you to think about this. Are we black people that is all inclusive? That's inclusive of your Latino, Afro Latino brothers and sisters, your British, English, your African, everybody, us. That's inclusive. It's not subjective. So when you go, oh, why they need a black British actor to play the part? They just did a really excellent job acting. That's the point of acting. That's the point of casting. You go out for something, you get the job because you came in and you did your best. Mm-hmm. No one's sitting there saying, well, they're British, I'm going to hire them. It doesn't go like that. It goes, they walked in this door and they convinced me they were who they were. They were the character. What I find is some people, and I said this before, you got to bring your game up. That's all it is. Step in your A game. That's all they're teaching you. Hey, come in, ready to roll. There's plenty of black Americans that got some really great parts. Come in, ready to roll. Somebody who can change their accent and convince you they're from America and they can learn dialect and all that stuff and they're from certain areas in America. That's a lot of work. People, you don't understand. People take classes so they can sound like, but white Americans take classes so they can sound like a German character or sound like they're from Russia or sound like they take classes. And yes, some jobs are because of names, because that's what brings in the money. Everybody, producers are looking for the return on investment. You got to be honest. So they, but if it's a person that doesn't have a huge name, it's something they did that goes, Because I remember when they talked about The Wire and they said no British actors. When they first were doing The Wire, they didn't even know Idris Elba was from England. They didn't even know the guy, the white guy, was from England. They didn't know until later.
Ludwig.
What's up?
Ludwig say I can sound geeky.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand that.
I write what God gives me, and I have stories from different voices. They're not all black stories because I'm just giving all these stories, and so I write what I'm given. Yeah, they are. They are definitely that is definitely well trained.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's so yeah, understanding that and understanding that it's and I'll tell everybody, and everybody knows the real everybody. It's not about me. It's about what's best for the project. It's not what I think. It's what's best for the project. And if somebody else says something different, I'll go think about it, pray about it. Okay, am I supposed to do tweak this or tweak that? Because it's not about me. It's what's best for the project. Because I've worked with people, and it's like, oh, they don't understand, and oh, I don't. I'm like, well, if 5 people tell you the same thing, no, they don't get it. They just none of them get it, and they don't change their stuff because it's about them and what they think, and with that narcissistic attitude, it's about them and what they think, and because I'm learning this week, like, narcissism is not just in relationships.
It's an overall character situation.
So yeah, I thought about that this week. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, but this thing is bigger than us. So if I don't know if it has anything to do with Shakespeare, but if this is overall bigger than all of us, like I said, we've been gifted, we've been given this talent to do good with it. And it is not for us to just take all the glory and stuff. And Tony, I know you were saying you put your name on stuff because of social media, but no, I'm talking about there are people that come. I have had a guy come to me He doesn't write, he doesn't produce, he doesn't direct. He's wanting to hire a team, but he wants his name to be on the team as the executive producer, which is what he is. He wants his name under producing, under his name under writing, under his name under sound, under cinematography. He wants his name under all this stuff, but he has a team doing it because he put together the team and he's the executive producer. That's somebody who wants their name on everything and wants to get the glory on stuff they're not supposed to. So instead of trying to argue, we lose that way. Yep,
Definitely.
absolutely.
See, I mean, and I'm a
That is, I might
win-win.
need to go over there to Britain then if it's treated like a valid career than a hobby.
We just got to think differently, and I know we get on, we talk, we kind of slightly get on our soapboxes about this, but the reason we are is sometimes I see why people are, I don't want to say failing, but I see why people aren't reaching their furthest potential.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can sit back and see why some people aren't as far as they could get, right? And you can be like, yo, if you just do these couple of things, man, you would be A-okay. Or how their focus is off because they're too worried about the wrong thing. Like my adapted mentality for 2023 was started last year, but for 2023 is everything not done is an opportunity to do. I'm not going to complain about why there are not enough black male leads or black men in families in leadership position in films. I'm just going to make the movie. If I see the lack of, that's an opportunity. Like, you got to go. Yo, I sat with a couple guys yesterday. We were just talking, and we were talking about opportunities and money. And I said, what people don't understand is a guy sold a pet rock and in 6 months made $1 million. Let me repeat that again. A pet rock and made $1 million in 6 months. I just want you to understand that. Just put that together. A pet, you can walk out your house and get a rock, but sold a pet rock. So when you understand that people pretty much will buy anything if it's promoted right, because that's what the proof was, then what are we not doing? We're not promoting right. We're not moving right. We're not collaborating. We're not doing certain things. And we could get so much further if we stop wasting time in a negative headspace and see it as an opportunity. If the movie you want made isn't made, go make the movie or start investing in somebody who wants to make the movies that you want made. If you spend too much time, if you are in a black film group and all you got to talk about is this movie, and this person, and it's all negative. First of all, if you ain't saying, thank you for not making that movie, I'm going to go make it. Go ahead and sit this one out. You a sideliner. I say that. A sideliner. You're comfortable talking, but you're not comfortable doing. And you got to see it as an opportunity. Yeah. No criticism. Kill the criticism to an extent. I get it. But on the internet, think about this for a second.
Keep bumping your gums.
That is your opportunity. If you're big, now here's the thing, and I'm gonna say on the internet, if you spend a lot of time tearing other people down, what do you think other people are gonna do when they see you?
That okay. I don't think people understand the concept, and some people call it karma, whatever. I don't think people understand that they can sit and judge and tear down other people, and when they do something, it hits them the same way, and they're upset about it. It's really fascinating that people don't understand that concept. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. So now, if you're building people up, what do you think people are going to do for you? What do you put out in the world? What do you put out in the universe? What do you put out there? And I like building because I think we're builders. We built things that people today can't figure out how we built it. There's a lot of factors on why we are the way we are, but now if we learn to unlearn it, we can move so much further. And that's the challenge. So maybe we should stop calling it independent filmmaking and call it interdependent filmmaking. We are interdependent filmmakers. We have a mutual agreement that we will build together our industry and not worry about anybody else and keep the power within our industry.
That's
I'm,
good.
we're interdependent.
I think that's your 60-second gem right there. The
It is.
interdependent.
That's
I
my
think
interdependent
that's
filmmakers.
it. Yeah, that's your 60-second gem. Talk about let's and before we go, guys, we want to talk about the two things: the film challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the film challenge and the movie of the month that I every time I get on here, I remember I got to watch. I probably pull it. I'm gonna pull it up today. The Learning Tree.
Right. Is we're
The
going to
Learning
discuss the
Tree.
learning tree. What are we next week? Yeah, we got to discuss it next week,
Okay.
next Saturday. So if you haven't watched the learning tree, that is going to be on What You're Watching, and our discussion for next Saturday.
I gotta find it, pull it up. Didn't you send it to me? You
Uh
sent it to
huh.
me, didn't you? Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you sent it to me. All right, all right. Yeah, so that's what we'll be discussing next Saturday is the learning tree. So they can see it in high school.
You
I went
probably
to a
did.
white high school, so I didn't see it in no school. I went to a white school this year. But anyway, um, oh cool, Thaddeus. Congratulations. What you
Congratulations. Yeah.
filming? What are you filming? I know I was supposed to be on set next week, but it got moved. Um, so amen. Um, and the film challenge. Go ahead and repeat the film challenge for Michael because I don't want to say it wrong.
What? Black Legacy. A 1 to 2 minute
Black
short on Black Legacy. And it's what you think is Black Legacy. I'm trying to,
If you
and
need
we
a
want.
scene written, if you go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
So it's written by, if you need help writing or something, should we even help out writing? Like, should we hop on and talk about or something, do something? I think we've done that before already.
No, yeah. If you need some help with the script, hit us up. If you need some help, you have any questions getting it done, hit us up. Yeah, you guys, most of you guys have our information, or you can send us a message. Just hit us
Yeah.
up. We'll be happy to help.
But a 1 to 2 minute short on Black Legacy. What is it to you? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's the experience of? We are Black Legacy right now. When we stop and think about it, what we do, what we're doing. Because as filmmakers, man, we are storytellers. If I said if they got rid of all the books and the only way you could learn history was what is in a movie or TV show, where would we be? Think about that for a minute. Because some people really don't like to read. So some people rather watch it. I hear some people as a teacher, like, is there a movie for that? And I be like, trust me, most movies don't have everything that's in the book. You got to read the book, and the book is great for learning to visualize and be creative. So yeah, I gotta check out Alice. You talking about the one with
David
what's her name?
Oyo
No,
and
Alice is the one with Common and
Kiki
Kiki
Palmer.
Palmer. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I was thinking. So Nope is the one with David Olio. Okay, 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 okay.
And Kiki. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
So
So
what you want
yes.
me to do?
So if you guys need any my jewel,
Yeah.
okay. I think I'm just gonna go from Derek when we talk to tunnel vision. Don't like I said, don't be running trying to look back, all of this stuff. Just keep running. Like Derek said, just keep pushing. Let's keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Just go. Just go. Just go. Everybody who's supposed to be on your team, supposed to be attached to you, they will come. Stop trying to drag people along to be on your team, trying to convince them of why they should. Just go. And all the people that are supposed to be in place as you are doing what you're supposed to do, they will be put in place.
Mm, there you go. See, and we hope we're helping. But again, you can help us by sending us questions, topics you like for us to
Mhm.
discuss, um, things we need to address. Like we definitely wanted to talk about because you know what's funny. There are some filmmakers we it would have been great with today's guest to have that discussion. Even though we can all talk about it, but it's good when other people are having a conversation too about color correction, color grading because they're two different things, and some
Right.
people actually
Wait,
treat them as the
wait, what?
same.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that. We'll bring when Kensly comes on. We're gonna
Yeah,
definitely
no, no,
address
I'm just saying some
color
people treat
grading
them
and
as the same,
color
but they're not the same. Yeah,
color
they're
grading,
two
color
different
correction
things.
are two different things. Okay,
Yeah,
I needed to
and
know that. We gonna have to get that broke down.
so um, so we need to have those conversations. I know that people will be like, "Well, what camera do you like using and stuff?" That's subjective. I gotta repeat that because there's new people on here who haven't been on the show hanging out. The camera you use is the one you choose. Now, if you're trying to get on Netflix or certain things, they do have a camera list.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I say use that list to guide you because I'm sure whatever cameras on that list, all the others will take. But your work from editing software. Everybody edits in different software. I'm a Final Cut person. I used to use
Wow.
Sony Vegas. I used to use before that. I used Premiere. Before that, I used Avid. Um, I'm me for that. It was Media 100. I've been trained in different software. I have various certifications, um, but I landed on Final Cut. Everybody's different, right? And Derek said only if it's a Netflix original. But sometimes everybody's perspective is I'll use this camera because it's safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's what you want to use. People, DaVinci's now the thing that a lot of people are using. Actually, you have an iPad Pro. DaVinci is the way to go now. On iPad Pro, they have a version of DaVinci. I'm hoping they get a Final Cut, but you can edit in DaVinci on your iPad and then open it up on your computer and complete it because it uses a certain type of editing version of DaVinci on the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and a lot of people do their color grading, color correction using DaVinci. That's one of those big softwares for that. So yeah, see, Ludwig said it's good for coloring. Uh, so
I'm gonna look that up right now because I'm preparing, I'm prepping. So I'm gonna go
yeah,
look up color correction versus color grading. But yeah, we'll definitely have Kinsley talk about that too
and
when
certain
he comes
cameras
on.
give you certain styles, certain people. I see, and here's the thing, because like Jacoby and I, we talk. He just bought his red camera. I'm a Canon guy because I like the skin tone coloring of a Canon that it does
Hmm.
to the characters. I mean, to
Oh.
people. You know, I like that. Most people will shoot with a red or an RE. They'll shoot with a black magic. It's all subjective. It's a tool. You don't, and this is where I say to people, I never see a builder arguing about hammers. They use the hammer that's best for them. It doesn't matter if you spent, I don't know, does it matter if you buy a hammer for $100 or you buy a hammer for 17 bucks? Does it really matter? I don't know.
Mm.
You know, but it's what you like. It's what you're into. Some people, Ludwig say he's a Sony guy, and that's the thing. I don't, and I say things are subjective. It's your tool, what works best for you, what you learn best. Now, if you want to get jobs, this is the difference. You want to get jobs, you got to learn everything. Because when I edit, another person may say, "Hey, I need you to edit on Avid." Oh, okay. I'll just re-download it and open it up. I know how to
Oh,
edit on
really?
Avid.
They will
Yeah.
specifically say what editing software they
Well,
want you to use
Avid.
to edit a
So
project.
for a long time, Avid used to be the motion picture broadcast software,
Oh.
right? Then it's now you got, and then it's Adobe, and then it was Final Cut. Now DaVinci's in the game. You see what I'm saying? So if you learn how to edit, period, and understand the technique of editing, then you're opening the door for jobs or opportunities, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
And so when you need to use something, you use it for your client. Um, Yeah, some corporates want high end cameras. Some corporations want you to have a red. Somebody wants you to use um, the Sony FX. Um, it and that's what you got to understand. So, but as an independent, I don't have that problem. I can break out the camera I got, maybe get 3 of them and just shoot and not worry about it. Long as it does what I need it to do and gives me what I need, the look and style I want. And you got to understand that. You got to understand your lenses, and so there's so many factors in this. I think our growth happens when we get around people. If I think Derek,
Absolutely.
didn't you use an Ari on your project or Alexa or Ari? I'm trying to think what I saw in the picture. But he has a particular camera I notice he uses a lot. Invest in lens and lighting, because you want a good lighting, you want a good lens kit. Sometimes you want to buy certain lenses together at the same time as a kit because they work a certain way. You say, yeah, he loves it. An Ari, that's what he's using. And that's where I'm saying, like, that as filmmakers, we need to have discussions on, but don't get wrapped up in, oh, you use this. Man, if you shoot with your iPhone and it comes out good and you tell a good story, hey, I'm all for you, man. Because you can put a lens on an iPhone now. Like you can, there's lenses and mics and stuff. To lower f stops. But see now when you think about cinema lenses, you're looking at T stops. And so those are the conversations we should be having. Those are the things that we should sit around. And so, we got to think about TK. It is January. Are we going to do a meetup, a Zoom this month?
Did y'all want to do a Zoom this month? We can do one. We have to do it in the next week and a half, just in case I have to go on set. But we can do another one. So we can put it out there for Tuesday. I thought worked really well. So if you guys want to do one,
They
we can
said
actually
yes.
do one.
We got that yes.
Yeah, we
All
can
right.
actually do one. We can do one this Tuesday or this Thursday.
Okay. Um,
Tuesday, I thought worked really well. We had a lot of people on Tuesday.
I can do it Tuesday. I mean, as far as I know, I can do it Tuesday because
Can you do Tuesday?
yeah, we haven't figured out the date we want to meet for the book thing, but I can. Hey,
I
let's
can.
do
Well, I mean, we can
Thursday
do
or
Tuesday
Wednesday.
like in 2 days, Tuesday the 17th, and whoever can jump on want to jump on, or you want to do it like Thursday to give it some time.
Oh, I was thinking end of the month, but because the last one we did at the end of the month, didn't we? Like if we keep it
Right. We
around
can
the.
do it at the end of the month. I may or may not be there. It depending on if
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
have to go to set or not.
got you.
Uh, but
Um, what's
we
the
did a roundtable meetup where everybody just talked about their projects and if they, questions and just shared information. It was really
yeah?
good. We had about 15 people on. I can't remember,
Well,
but it
I
was
thought it
really
was a little
good.
more than that, but yeah. Yeah.
May have been
It's
now.
just
I
when
didn't.
people just come in and everybody talks. It's not us talking.
Yeah, it's just not
We
us
actually
talking.
try to sit back and ask questions and throw things out there and get everybody
But some people
connecting.
thought they were guest speakers, so we had to kind of pull people in with other answers and stuff like that. So, but it
Yeah.
was really good. So we'll set up a date. We'll come up with a date today, you guys, and put it out there so anybody that can join. Yeah, it was like a clubhouse, but with
Yeah.
real people, like a real people and real faces and real
So we
people.
locked it down because we wanted to keep it to Zoom where people can't come in and spam or say crazy
Yeah.
stuff and all that. So what TK was doing when you guys send us a message with your email saying you want to be in, then she sends out the email to the link and everything for those who want to be involved. So if you send it on the Black Filmmakers Lounge page, if you go to the messenger for Black Filmmakers Lounge and you send us a message, we both see it. So we can send you guys or make a list and send out an email and say, hey, here it is, and we're going to do this. Because we asked, because TK originally was like, we can do it every quarter, every 3 months. And people were like, no, we want it once a month. Now we have to be careful because we about to get the working because I got a project I'm about to get with TK to get done. And TK has like 2-3 movies. Well, 2 movies right now, but 3 coming up, right? that you're going to be filming.
These are ones that I have. I'm not just crew. I'm not like just crew on.
Right. So she'll be grinding too, working. So
Yeah.
it's going to kind of get busy for us.
So
But
that's why it's
we're
like, if you
trying
want
to,
to do it, go ahead and let's do it.
yeah.
So I'm good with getting it done, doing it now. And so whoever can jump in. So we'll put the date out there. If you can make it, we'd love for you to jump in. And yeah, I'm gonna figure out my dinner this time because people were bringing their food in. I ain't
We
gonna say
should,
no
it
names.
should be like a dinner night.
There's-
Like we should be eating dinner, talking, having a good time, like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because it was a couple people. I only called that one, but I seen somebody else who's on here now. I'm not gonna say any names, but she was, she was.
Eating well.
But look, she know who she is. But anyway, yeah, we'll put out the date, guys, and so we'll put out the flyer. So if you can join, and it's all of us coming together to talk and be open to share, not listen. Listen, what your experience and what you have and what you tips you can bless other people with. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Great show, great show. I hope you guys take a lot from it. And we always take a lot from you guys. So trust me, we're reading the comments and we're taking a lot from you guys. It's about a community. It's a lounge. It's about sharing, and that
So
is not just from us.
Darrell's going to start crowdfunding next week.
Uh
There you
oh.
go,
Okay.
Darrell. If you're in the Black
Okay.
Filmmakers Lounge community, Tuesday, advertise your thing. Advertise your crowdfunding, brother.
Elena, I didn't even say your name. I know I was hungry. I was eating dinner at 11:30 at night. I'm like, wait a minute, we still on here? So anyway, so yes, Darrell, send us the link and we'll definitely share it. Make sure we share it on our pages to support you however we can. So thank you
And
guys.
yeah, we'll post up Derek's thing because
Oh, there
he's
is
getting ready
football
to start
today.
working.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, Derek.
Yeah.
Derek.
So
Anyone else is working on something? Yes, send it to us so we can post it. Because you guys come on here and we want to make sure we support you guys however
I
we
know we
can.
had ideas to do stuff. I guess we need to get on. It's 2023, man. We need to get
Hey.
on what we said we talked about, those trailer moments.
Oh yeah, okay.
So we want to help y'all out and we want to build big. So we like to thank you guys for coming out to hang with us, and we're going to do this. Hey, thank you for hanging out with us at the Black Filmmakers Lounge. I'm your host, Michael Melville, my co-host, Tamara T.K. Anderson, and we've been hanging out. The Black Filmmakers Lounge is where independent films, whether novelists or professionals, come together to gain insight and perspective through education, information, networking, and to discuss industry best practices that will advance the Black interdependence film community. Let's get it moving. We're going to do what it is we do. We enjoyed hanging out with you guys this Saturday. Go out, film something. Remember that we're going to be talking about Black legacy. Watch the film for next Saturday, which is The Learning Tree, Gordon Parks. And we love you guys. We hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday weekend. And we appreciate you. All right? And like, subscribe, and share.
Share. Like, subscribe, share.
Hey.
Like, subscribe, share.
Hey. All right, y'all. We love y'all. Be blessed. See you next Saturday. Watch The Learning Tree and send a YouTube channel version so people to keep watching so we can build that. And subscribe to that one. All right. We love y'all. Peace.